Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yusuf Hisham Al-Hafiz bin Muhammad. My metric number 269631. I'm from class Islamic Financial System from Group B. And the topic need for resources to Syariah Court. The issues is on 31st March 2009. Court of Appeal has revoked the decision made by High Court to announce that the contract of Bai' Bithamanil Ajil is null and void in the case of Arab Malaysia. Interestingly, the judgment made by Appeal Court has touched the basic element of Islamic law, especially the fundamental issues of BBA such as sell and buy contract. Acceptance of different views of school of laws in Islam and other basic issues of Sharia principle. The subject matter of Sharia principle should be decided that the Sharia judges who are more expert in Islamic law and the civil court. The solution is initially Article 121 of Federal Constitution had provided the justicial power should vest in the federal government. It is given jurisdiction to the High Court and lower court in all matters relating to federal law. However, an amendment has been made to the article which insert clause with provided that the court refer to in clause 1 has no jurisdiction in respect of any matter within the jurisdiction of the Sharia court. However, the provision does not clarify matters over which the Sharia court has jurisdiction. The next section of List 2 of the Federal Constitution has provided the Sharia court does not have any jurisdiction over any matter except to the extent provided by federal law. Therefore, we need to determine whether there are matters related to Islamic financial transaction included in the federal or state list. Therefore, it is clear that all disputes with Islamic banking should be resolved and decided by the civil court given jurisdiction by the Federal Constitution. There were various views from legal experts on the status of Islamic banking cases at the time. Since 2003, Islamic banking cases have been registered under the Commerce Division of the High Court of Malaya in Kuala Lumpur. This registration is made in one court only, namely the Commercial Court 4. It is following the Practice Direction No. 1 of 2003 which come in effect on 1st March 2003. Muamalat banking cases are registered under Code 22A, which is the addition of the letter A to Code 22, which is used in right of summons cases. The new code into differentiate muamalat banking cases from conventional banking cases which use Code 22. The cases registered under the Muamalat Code are financing cases involving Islamic principle. These types of financing have been clearly mentioned, such as Uqud al-Istiraq, including al-Mudarabah and al-Musharakah. Apart from that, al-Bai' al-Tijarah al-Dain, such as al-Bai' Bithamanil Ajil, Bai' al-Mudarabah and al-Ijarah, also registered under the Muamalat case. However, the specialization of the Muamalat division in the High Court is in Kuala Lumpur only. In other states, Muamalat-related cases are still not distinguished from the other commercial cases. Islamic banking facilities are open to Muslim and non-Muslims. Facilities based on Sharia principle are not limited to Islamic banks only. Some commercial banks, saving institutions, and non-bank institutions also offer this facility, although Muamalat banking cases are based on Islamic principle. they are still admin with the civil justice system. Therefore, any advocate or an solicitor in a law is allowed to appeal for such Islamic banking cases as long as they are qualified under the Legal Professions Act 1976. The question is whether the civil court has sufficient knowledge in the field of Islamic banking to determine that the decision to be made does not conflict with the requirement of Islamic Sharia. Although Section 16B of the Central Bank Act 1968 required civil court judgment to refer matters relating to Islamic law to the National Sharia Advisory Council at Bank Negara, but it is not complied. Therefore, the move to set up a special court for Islamic banking cases is very appropriate. However, it must be ensure that the judges who are given the responsibility to hear cases in the court have high expertise in matters related to Islamic banking. Therefore, appropriate amendment should be made so this proposal can implement. However, the latest amendment to the Central Bank Act 1968, Section 18 is very welcome as it provided advice to the Sharia Advisory Council. According to this amendment, the decision of the Sharia Advisory Council binds the judge in court. The provision given by the Federal Constitution related to Hukum Syara are basically state jurisdiction and only apply to those who profess Islam. The state legislature therefore has the power and enact laws with respect to the Muslim to the extent permitted by the Constitution. The power given to the state government include the establishment of Sharia court, which have only certain jurisdiction and are over Muslim only. The establishment of the Sharia court of the state is based on the administration of Sharia law enactment or the Sharia court enactment of the respective states. Sharia court as well as civil court have civil and criminal jurisdiction subject to the provision law by the Federation. Our state in Malaysia now have Sharia court, which consists of the three hierarchies of courts, namely Sharia subordinate court, Sharia high court, and Sharia court of appeal, which have their respective jurisdiction as provided in the administration of Sharia law enactment or Sharia court enactment. And for conclusion, no specific provision is given to the Sharia court in relation of Islamic banking, but there are only a few provisions in 9th Schedule List 2 State List Federal Constitution which are synonyms with Islamic banking. That is the word Islamic law and determine the matters of Hukum Syara. A matter that needs to be highlighted here is related to the amendment of Article 121(1)(a) of the Federal Constitution which separate the jurisdiction of the Sharia court and the Civil High Court, where the Civil High Court cannot have jurisdiction in respect of any matter within the jurisdiction of the Sharia court. So that's all from me. I can give about the issues and the solution. So I think that's all. And thank you for my lecturer. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.